Hey kids, we're here again. Second week of the Monster Mondays. Originally, when Quentin of Quentin Review or Q Reviews started this, he wanted more than him to do Monster Mondays. So I decided to jump on as well, and I invite you and anybody else to join in, contribute to Monster Monday. This week I want to talk about a double feature I saw in the early 70s. A movie theater that probably ended up seeing The Wrecking Ball even the same year that I saw this movie, or this double feature there. The first movie, it was the first Godzilla film that I had seen at the movie theater. This would be 1973 when it was released. I didn't see another Japanese Godzilla movie in the theater until Godzilla 2000. There had been others released after this, but I mostly watched Godzilla movies on TV. And the movie, actually, according to this, it's set 1971, but I think 1972, yeah, that's the year. 73, I believe, is the year that the movie theater went under. But I knew the movie under the title of Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. The other title is Godzilla versus Hedorah. I believe that's the pronunciation. There's two directors. One is uncredited, Yoshimitsu Bano, and Ishiro Honda. Mr. Honda does play into the second feature as the director. This is probably still my favorite Godzilla movie. It's, I think it's pretty dark, but it's also extremely quirky. It has sort of the runoff of the kind of arty type of stuff from the 60s. Experimenting with narrative devices. For instance, in this movie, part of the story is told in cell animation, which I thought was pretty interesting. And there's humor in it as well. If you've seen the movie, that bit about the cat in the nightclub, and if you haven't seen the movie, you'll find out what I meant. The smog monster obviously comes from pollution, and Godzilla has to fight, the polluting of the planet. This creature's pretty deadly in that its slime incinerates people, which kind of was a interesting thing for a child to see. It's nothing that couldn't be shown on regular television, but I was a kid. This is, I thought it was a regular Godzilla movie when I was a kid. Hadn't seen it since the 70s, and had watched it on TV and such. But when I recently picked up a copy of the DVD, I was kind of surprised that it's kind of, I don't know if you could call it arty, but experimental type bits and pieces that are woven into the movie. the second feature. This is in the good old days where we had double features. It Izuhiro Honda directed a second movie on the bill, and this is my favorite Kaiju movie, period. I've been watching it since the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. I've been watching it. I do have a copy of the movie. I'd loaned it out to a co-worker, forgot it, and realized he never gave it back after he quit. I had bought the double feature that it was included with. It was included with a Rodan on with the DVD, and that's out of print, and it cost me a lot of money to get. But yeah, the War of the Gargantuas. Now, for people that don't know this movie too much, now I heard it was like a sequel to one of their giant Frankenstein movies, but I just know it as the Gargantuas. You have this lab animal, which is a Gargantua, which is a giant, soon-to-be giant Kaiju, and he grows up friendly with humans and enjoying the company of humans, and then he's I think he escapes, and then a Kaiju like him, a Gargantua, and they suspected him is starting to kill people around Japan. And there's this one sequence that, in my opinion, hits pretty hard. I always thought it was the opening of the movie. When I came back to it eventually by the 80s, the evil Gargantua jumps out of the ocean, goes up to a building, grabs a woman from one of the top floors and just eats her, spits out her dress. But that's like maybe a half hour into the movie or something. I'm not really sure. But we eventually find out that there's a good Gargantua and there's this bad Gargantua, and I believe they're brothers, or at least that's what's suggested in the movie. And of course they fight. And yeah, these are honestly two of the best in Kaiju films as far as I'm concerned, especially War of the Gargantuas. To me, it's a standalone film, even though it's supposed to be a sequel. It's just, I love standalone films in general. Franchises, the obsession with franchises really should die off. But yeah, these are two of my favorite, probably my two top favorite Kaiju movies. And that's all. Now stay safe. Tune in next week for another Monster Monday. And stay safe and always have a good time. Thank you.